This, a federal judge temporarily blocking President Trump's executive order to fast-track the deportations of alleged Venezuelan gang members out of the U.S.
Matt Finn is in West Palm Beach, and he joins us now with the latest. Matt, good morning.
Good morning. President Trump invoking this Rare Alien Enemies Act of 1798. Trump declaring that all Venezuelan citizens who are 14 years or older and are members of Tren de Aragua are considered unlawful and are not allowed to become permanent residents here. Well, yesterday, the ACLU filed a lawsuit claiming the Alien Enemies Act is unlawful, and a judge sided with the ACLU. And ultimately, regardless of whether these Venezuelans are gang members of TDA or not, Chief U.S. District Judge James Boasberg of the D.C. Circuit argued that the Alien Enemies Act could be used against Venezuelan citizens, so he granted a temporary restraining order preventing the deportation of 5 Venezuelans yesterday who were already in U.S. custody. Now, it's not clear if the 2 planes that were ordered were returned to the United States. U.S. Attorney General Pam Bondi responding, writing, quote, "Tonight, a D.C. trial judge supported Tren de Aragua terrorists over the safety of Americans. This order disregards well-established authority regarding President Trump's power, and it puts the public and law enforcement at risk." Now, as the number of illegal migrant crossings and illegal gotaways continues to plunge under the Trump administration, DHS Secretary Kristi Noem posted a video online showing gates at a border wall closing behind her.
This is an announcement to the entire world. America's borders are closed if you want to come here illegally. We only want people in our country who love America and want to follow our laws.
And on the topic of TDA, I've been investigating and tracking just one Venezuelan migrant over the past couple of weeks, a suspected TDA gang member in Chicago. Pedro Colmenares was deported in 2022 under Biden, yet he was arrested and released 3 separate times in Chicago. ICE tried to get a hold of him, but Sanctuary Cook County denied a detainer, and he was just arrested a 4th time. He is a murder suspect, and he was arrested recently for kidnapping and sexually assaulting a woman. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Matt.
Matt Finn, thank you.
Sure.
Yeah, we want to keep that guy here. Right?
Yeah,
we want to turn that flight around.
Yeah, bring the plane back.
Bring it back. Bring these guys back that arrested 4 times. Listen, you mentioned earlier, Joey, it was a good point. There's only 5 guys that were on that flight. So they're probably pretty well vetted, pretty certain that those were Tren de Aragua members. Yeah, you know, we spoke earlier with Jonathan Fahey, former acting ICE director, and we're trying to understand, is this judge taking issue with this law, this really old law, and the fact that it's being used at all, or is he taking issue with the way the Trump administration is interpreting it towards a gang or terrorist organization instead of a country? He seemed to really think that this is more the latter. But in any case, this is the same law that was used to justify the internment camps in World War II, and it didn't get struck down by the Supreme Court then. So they've had a long time to decide if this law is something the president should be able to use. More on his reaction. Let's listen to Jonathan Fahey.
I think he really is overstepping his bounds, and I think he will be reversed, or ultimately they'll have a hearing on the merits. He'll probably rule against the Trump administration, and then it will get reversed with a higher court, because the executive branch has discretion to make these types of decisions, particularly in wartime. And remember, we've declared Tren de Aragua a foreign terrorist organization, but it really is a disgrace because this is the only way they can deport them, because some of them have status because of the Biden administration, even though they're gang members. So, you know, the Biden administration created this problem, this emergency, and the Trump administration is simply trying to protect public safety and national security here.
Yeah, it really is an obvious and extraordinary overreach by this judge. And, you know, and it's not like, you know, President Trump didn't just win an election based on promising to do exactly this. And you can't say, you know, the closest decider, the closest actor in all of this to the voters is Donald Trump. And Donald Trump is doing exactly what he spent the last 6 months, 12 months promising voters he would do, and voters elected him to do this. So the idea that some, federal judge in D.C. is going to usurp that authority and think that they have the right to act as the executive and turn a plane around. It's just breathtaking to me.
You know, there's been a lot of issues that the Democrats even are clinging to. Even the trans issue, that's 80-20, you know. Here's another one. Who would want these guys back? Who wants Trinidad Agua gang members to come back after we tried to deport them? This is a no-winner issue.
I'm Steve Doocy.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.